Hi there and welcome, beautiful souls. Thank you for watching. I am Gabrielle, retired medium in Germany, and I like to share some of my otherworldly experiences and insights. So, this one is about a 4-step ascension manual because I asked my guides, the Elohim, to come up with something really simple because I still feel like a dummy who wants to understand and is only scratching the surface. I wanted something simple like a manual with a few steps that I can remember and can work with, the most simple thing that's possible. So they really came up with something, and they channeled once during a channel event this 4-step ascension manual. And they said it's 4 points. The first is know thyself. The second is balance. The third point is forgiveness. And the fourth point is self-love. Okay, that needs a little bit of explanation. They said point one, this know thyself, that was already written above the initiation temples in Old Greek in Delphi, means not only that you know your ego and how it works and functions, but also to know that you are a divine soul that's incarnated in this body, having a human experience in this 3D holographic earth realm. And well, if you don't know that you have a divine soul, then you only strive for the material things, for the ego things like my house, my boat, my wife, my husband, my car, my whatever, my career, my money, you know. And if you know that there is something else and another path waiting for you, then you can focus on that and have a different choice. And it's more or less that in the first point, when you are aware of your ego and you know how to handle it and you know its little flaws and tricks, and you don't fight it, but you invite it like a friend to come with you. But when it starts interfering, you just ask it to sit in the corner and be quiet. And it will obey if you treat it well, you know. Everything that you are fighting will fight back. So if you fight within yourself, your own ego, which brought you to here to understand that there is more than only this visible, what you see, it will obey, and you can learn to live with it and handle it without disrespecting it. And you have the choice to make contact with this other part of yourself that's more calm, and you have to really go for that, like try meditation or guided visualization and things like that to come in contact, or like in my case with the mediumship trainment that brought me to my inner world, because mediumship is all about sensing and tuning in into energies and frequencies, and to identify kind of the red thread throughout all the stories, your own ones, the ones of the world, and the ones of other people. So, and point two, balance. Well, they said it's like a scale. You're totally in disbalance because you live in a world that's dominated by patriarchism. So the males are more or less running the show, or they think they run the show. And also we're in disbalance between, that's more or less the same thing, Male and female is like head thinking and feeling in the heart. So there's a lot of disbalance and disharmony in our whole microcosmic system, and we need to come into balance. And there's also this trait: don't fight your disbalance, just acknowledge it, and then you can do something about it. If you don't acknowledge where you are, you cannot leave. You have to acknowledge the state you are in, and from there on, you can make a new choice or do something else, do something to come into balance. Means if you're working a lot with your head during the day or sitting in front of the computer all day long for 8 hours or even longer, then you need to balance that out to come into some kind of even weight with the rest of your personality. So it would be good to make a pause and go out in nature and connect with nature, or do something that's giving the even weight to too much thinking and working with the head. So do something for your heart. Learn an instrument, play some music or whatever. You have to counterbalance the disbalances in your system. And before you can do that, you have to identify that you are in disbalance. And most of us are, because this age is more or less run by thought and by the mental energy. So the heart energy and the feeling is kind of under-respected. And point 3, forgiveness. That's a thing. I never thought that much about forgiveness. And I even had some strange reactions from public when they brought up that point number 3. There was a guy who was kind of mocking, forgiveness, and that already showed me that he did not get anything what that's really about. And after they explained to me that whenever you have a relationship with someone else, so there's a bond of energy that connects you, and it doesn't matter whether it's hate or love. Even in hate, you're still connected with a person. So you need to be aware of your connections, and whether there is some disbalance or disharmony. If you're in some kind of battle or arguing and things like that with someone, there is still this connection. Might be negative or positive. You can love someone and you can hate or repel someone. There is still this connection, and the energy exchange is flowing. So you need to come to grips with that, and better forgive. And they taught me or reminded me and brought me to research about simple healing mechanisms, and they already advised the Hawaiian ritual of Ho'oponopono with the 4 sentences. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you say that as often as possible, not only with a person, does not have to be with you in the same room. You can do it for yourself. Just address inside of yourself this person, and without putting guilt onto you or the other one, you just state, I am sorry. I would have wished something better for the two of us. Something like that, I am sorry is just a statement. You acknowledge it wasn't the best thing that happened. And asking for forgiveness, nearly no other soul will not answer that. I can feel as a medium when I ask another being for something, most of them, they answer positively. And I could feel the forgiveness, the energy of relief already coming when I was saying the second sentence of the Ho'oponopono, please forgive me. And by saying thank you, you acknowledge that you already received the gift of forgiveness, because that's kind of the magic in the Ho'oponopono. You don't say thank you before you got your present. You acknowledge to have received a present by saying thank you. And then you unpack it and maybe you say thank you for a second time, because in there's something really nice. And what most people forget is to forgive themselves, because we're far too harsh on ourselves and judgmental and thinking, oh, stupid cow, what did I do and whatever, or why didn't I react differently? So it is very important to also forgive yourself. So you can do the Ho'oponopono also with yourself, and you can feel that there is a chunk of energy released, and you're feeling lighter, and it's really working. At least I can state that it's working in my case, and I know some other people where it's also really working well and helpful. So that was point number 3. Now, number 4 is self-love. Well, okay, I understand it, but I'm not there yet. There are still a lot of things I'm not so fond of within myself, and we always have that. We are more or less trained by society to always criticize and judge and whatever. And what I found really interesting was that they came up with this site from Yeshua, from the Bible, which is kind of wrong in the Bible, because they just turned it around, and by that they kind of were hiding the real meaning of that. So the sentence from the Bible is, love your neighbor, and then comes a subordinate clause that is more important than the first part of the sentence, like yourself. And it has to be exactly the other way around. Love yourself, because only if you love yourself, you are able to love another person, another being. So love yourself, and this is not egoism. That's natural, and it's important, and it's healthy, and it cures a lot of things. Love yourself, because only then you can love your neighbor too. Well, I'm still working on that. And then they came up with the thing and said, it's not that you go from point 1 to point 2 to point 3 and to point 4. Sometimes you're working on all 3 or all 4, or you think you're on 3 and you have to go back to 1 or 2. But they said, what encompasses all is self-love. If you aim for the self-love in every moment, accept yourself and be friendly with yourself, like with a good friend that's sometimes a bit off, but you respect and love that person, and you can help them to come back on to whatever the path is. So I think it's very important that we aim for the highest, like also Yeshua said. He said, aim first and foremost for the kingdom of heaven, which is inside of you, and then everything else you need will come to you. Okay, if you only aim for, let's say, levitation or telepathy or whatever, then you get only that. But if you aim for the kingdom of heaven inside of you, that encompasses all and brings all these different phases, steps, or abilities back on your path while you are working on it or walking it, then you get the whole package. So That's it with the 4-step manual from the Elohim, and I hope you will get something from that, and it might help you on your own soul path. So be blessed, dear souls watching. Thank you very much. Blessings, love, and light. Bye.